We now dive into the depths of Devon in southwest England to discover Dartmoor Hawking, a business set up by husband and wife team Martin and Philippa Whitley. Their respective passions for birds of prey and racehorses saw them combine forces, working together to promote and teach the ancient art of horseback falconry.
I started falconry in my late teens. Just the first time one of those birds flew back to me, I loved the whole thing. It's all about working with birds of prey, training them to work with us, flying them. Originally it was done purely as a subsistence thing. Then it graduated more to a sport with more classical flights with falcons back into Henry VIII's day. Nowadays we use it in the field, we use it for display work, we use it for education work, and we teach it.
My background in the equine world is stud work. I did 30 years stud work with international event stallions. When Martin and I got together, Martin had the falconry side going, and we just thought it would be really nice to pull the horses in, which we did. Our horses here are mainly promoting the off-track horse, the ex-race horse to the thoroughbred. So we have a little mixture here from Group 2 runners to pointers, either locally or internationally. They're all doing falconry. So here's Tommy. He's an ex-chaser. My lad Tommy was his racing name. He mainly ran in Ireland. Tommy is a very special chap. We're very privileged also to have Tommy with us. He's our main teaching horse. And he's such a good boy, aren't you? Again, he loves the birds. He loves his eagles. He thinks the eagles are his. Good boy.
When you're doing field falconry, you need a horse that's really good on its feet. I need a horse that can think for itself and get me out of tricky situations while I'm concentrating on what the birds are. The thoroughbreds, once they settle down to it, they just love it, and they become so settled and versatile and safe with them that they're just ideal, right? You know, so there is no other horse that could do it better. This is Ginger, turning golden. He's quite new to us. He's just coming back in, start working and start his career as a falconry horse.
When we're taking a new horse in, we're doing an introduction. It's about smell. When you're working with a predator, be it the barn owl or the eagle, it's a predator. It's got a different smell. So we do a lot of groundwork, a lot of saying, good boy, pat, pat. And it's getting that trust, building that bond up.
This is Floki, our golden eagle, and he makes a great introductory point for horses with birds because he's big, he's obvious, he's got a slow movement. And from his point of view, we can take away the stress. What I'm going to do before I introduce him to Ginger is put this on him. Now, this is called a hood. They've been using them in falconry for over 4,000 years, and all it is a blindfold. And the way it works is as simple as this. Now we're here, and now we don't exist. He lives in a very visual world, so take away his eyesight, nothing's happening. They have a much more simplistic life outlook than we do, which is why he can do things we couldn't even dream of. Okay, so what we do, as they're coming down, we're making it very obvious to Ginger that we're here and there's a bird here. He is at the moment more bothered by the flies than us. Just gently walk round him. He has to get used to birds at every angle. Especially on the left-hand side, because we always carry birds on the left. The reason being it leaves my strong hand free to do the tying up, untying and complicated stuff. Training a bird to the horse, it's a two-way thing. You've got to get the birds to tolerate the horses to tolerate the birds. Now you're working with a very diverse combination here because you're basically trying to get something that a horse, which is the ultimate prey animal, its whole design was around running away from things, to work with something that looks like it wants to eat it. We just do very basic at this level. We never force it on a horse. We always let them develop at their own speed. So he's totally unfazed by Golden Eagle. If people come here for a day to do a falconry from horses day, we're just making them a fun day. We're showing them an introduction, showing them how we get the birds to work with the horses, and they just have a bit of fun flying 3 or 4 different birds up and down from horseback. It's a wonderful experience, something people remember for the rest of their life. This is Cayman's. He's 20. He came to us from Godolphin Rehoming in 2017, so we've had him for 8 years. And he is just the best example of a well-retrained racehorse you can meet. He has introduced so many people to the art of falconry. He has only got the one eye. He had an injury from a piece of hay of all things while he was in Dubai and had to have the eye removed, but it's just not something we even think of when we're working with him every day, it's just so little bother to him. He's steadier than a lot of two-eyed horses would be. He's got a very calm, gentle nature. We just use a conventional sort of English hunting seat, really. It's up to the rider to keep the balance on for the bird, for the horse. There's a lot going on because you only have one hand to ride with, so all the horses taught to a basic level of neck reining and manoeuvring around the legs.
You don't need to be an established rider. However, there's a lot going on. You'll be thinking what's underneath you, what you're sitting on, and who's on your glove. We do have people coming in that are scared of feathers, basically, because they have never been near a bird of prey. So of course it's something unique, it's different. They hear all these stories about beaks and talons, but to actually come up close to that bird of prey is wow feeling for them. You just see them starting to relax. And we just encourage people.
With our modern age of technology, how else do people learn about birds of prey? If you want to understand a bird of prey, come and meet them, come and fly them, come and see how they tick. And when you work out how they're working to work with a horse, because all we're doing is harnessing their natural instincts, just in a slightly different way.
Working with the birds of prey and the horses, wow. I think that's an absolute privilege because we're doing something that we love, we're very passionate about. And to have that one-to-one, something very special. The connection of when it clicks together, when you've got that partnership, it's better than being married. If we don't keep the tradition going, it's not going to be here. Simple.
When it all works well, you're thinking, we've got this whole relationship. You have the horse and the bird, I'm just the intermediary that tries to get the two happy. It's probably undescribable because the whole thing is just such an amazing thing. I still go, wow, I'm actually doing this, and I call it a job.